What is going on, YouTube? Sith Power here. In today's video, I'm actually really nervous because this is a pretty long video and it is a very long gameplay, which, by the way, do not critique. This match was insane. We ended up losing, but we're playing Defender, which, by the way, I'm enjoying myself with Defender. I never really played Defender in the past, and it's something that I've actually been enjoying myself playing in Infinite Warfare. So I die a lot, but I get a shit ton of kills as well. So enjoy the gameplay, but I am nervous because this is a pretty long video, but I really want, it's the only way to make this video work, and it's the only way for me to be able to tell you what I feel about Infinite Warfare and my own critique, if you will. There's no way I could do this in a 2-minute video. And yes, I did try to see if that was a wall run, and to my surprise, it was not. So I'm a little embarrassed, but whatever, you know, it's part of the game. You're learning a new game. So I'm going to start it off with the things that I do like. I usually start negative. I'm a big negative Nancy. Now, I'm the first one to, to admit that. I tend to be the glass is half empty type of guy, but I'm going to start it off with things that I like about Infinite Warfare right off the bat. And immediately, the first thing I could think of is the loading screen. For you guys that remember playing Black Ops 3 or even Advanced Warfare, but mostly Black Ops 3, the loading took forever. Even when you first put the game in, it would take forever to load. You kept seeing that little Treyarch symbol in the bottom right-hand corner, just turning and turning and turning, and then finally the main menu comes up, and you hit multiplayer, then it's more waiting and more loading, then you find your match, then it counts down, getting the lobbies and the team set up, then it's more waiting. No, this thing is quick. When you pop in the game, it reads it, you're in. You hit multiplayer, it finds your guy, you're in. You hit the match loads. There's not even like a little bar there. No, you go straight into the match. Like, it is super fast. And these are little things that I think a lot of people take for granted. They don't, they'll complain about it and they'll bitch about it, but they won't really do anything about it. It just, aside from, complain. Moving on along, the gameplay I find to be extremely smooth. It plays really quick. I don't find it to be laggy or there's issues with connections and stuff like that. With that being said, every once in a while, something, I don't know if it's, the game or the servers, but I feel like I could play for 3 hours or 2 hours and then all of a sudden it lags extremely hard and I have to reset my system. Now, I'm assuming that's something that, a little quirk with the game until they finally fix that. But aside from that, if you were to remove that from the game, which I'm giving it, a pass because it's still very brand new, if you were to remove that from the game, it's pretty smooth, guys. It's in my opinion really smooth. I don't find myself like, rubber banding myself to like, parts of the maps and stuff like that, and little, I guess side effects that you sometimes see when your connection is not doing really well. Next we got is hit detection. I think hit detection is really true. You're not going to find issues like you did in Black Ops 3 where you're shooting someone and you're not seeing those hit markers come up. Or you're shooting someone 2 feet underneath their feet and 2 feet to the left and somehow you just got a headshot. I think a lot of that had to do with connection, and because the connection, I believe, is better in Infinite Warfare, you're not going to see that a lot. So I'm very excited about that. That's one thing that just drove me absolutely crazy in Black Ops 3 is the fact that there was just no rhyme or reason to where the hit markers were being registered. So that's cleared up. The next thing we have is, and this is going to be, I could see someone maybe not agreeing with me, but it's the reduced movement. I don't think the movement is as crazy as Black Ops 3. The meter that you have that allows you to get up or wall run or all that stuff slide, it does not go as far as in Black Ops 3. And the maps, the wall runs aren't that, I don't think they're that, like, crucial. They're, now, I'm not saying they won't be eventually. I think a lot of it has to do with maybe the game is still new, so a lot of people don't know a lot of the wall runs and don't know how much you can really push your character's movement. But with that being said, I could see you not being able to have, you know, to get as high as you could in like Black Ops 3, where someone could like just keep wall running up and down the wall and then jump over a building type of stuff. Like it's not that drastic. I feel like just the gravity in this game is just a whole lot stronger, and it's going to keep you grounded a little better. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of people that love jumping and wall running and all that stuff, who will make it challenging for those who are fans of boots to ground. But I really feel like you could play boots to ground and really not get penalized. I don't do a lot of wall running in this gameplay that you're watching right now. Maybe I should have jumped more. A lot of the combat that you're seeing is really on the ground, and that's for the most part it. Like, people will jump over like corners as they come in to an alley or something like that, but for the most part you're grounded. So it's definitely feels different than like the aerial assault there was in Black Ops 3, where I felt like everyone was in the air, or like in AW. Moving on to the guns. I love the guns in this game. They are amazing. I feel like I could use many different guns and be successful with each and every one of them. I did not feel like that in Black Ops 3. I did not feel like that in Advanced Warfare. I kind of felt like that in Ghost until they made like the Vector very OP, but for the most part you could really be successful with multiple guns in this game. I'm using in this game the ERAD, or the Arad. I like calling it the Arad. It just makes it sound a little bit more sensual. But there's a lot of different submachine guns you can use. There's a lot of different ARs you can use, and sniper rifles and shotguns and LMGs, and they're all very shooter friendly. You're gonna get true hit markers. You're gonna have a lot of fun with them. So I'm definitely very excited about the weapon selection in this game. It seems, as of now, like I said, we have, we've only had a couple of different updates, but as of now, it feels like we're gonna all have a true selection of weapons, as opposed to some of those old CODs that were just ran by a couple, So again, I'm very excited about the guns. Speaking of guns, the iron sights of this game are amazing. If you don't believe it or not, the sights that you are watching right now is not an ELO. It is the iron sights that come with this gun. Most iron sights, if not all iron sights in this game, are very friendly. I do not think you need a red dot. I do not think you need some sort of ELO or ACOG if you're running subs, or well, maybe an AR, but definitely if you're if you're running subs, I don't recommend using any sort of sights. I mean, that's how I've always played it. There's no point of running a sights when the iron sights are so awesome in this game, and then you can use that extra slot for a different perk or attachment. So that's just my opinion. Again, you can do whatever you want, but to me, iron sights in this game are amazing. Moving right along, the challenges in this game are pretty fun. I feel like there's a lot of challenges. You're constantly getting, titles. It's not super crazy, but you're always getting something, I feel, especially for the grinder. And that's, I think, a big thing that any Call of Duty, whether it's, your classic boots to ground, or if you're continuing to make it futuristic, I know that there's a big dilemma between people that like that or don't like that, but I guarantee you everyone likes to get some sort of compensation for grinding out the game. And I feel like you're constantly getting camos, you're constantly getting gear and challenges from your from the in-game missions and objectives and stuff like that. So I really think that was very crucial for them to bring in, because that, again, that always kind of hits the little OCD in us, you know what I mean? So again, very, very crucial in my opinion to just always have challenges for you to use. The next thing is the 4v4 lobby. They actually have it where now you could play specific game modes, and you don't have to wait and cycle through, pick randomly, see if Search and Destroy is going to come up, or if Uplink's going to come up. Now you can pick Search and Destroy. Now you can pick Uplink. Now the downside with that is as of right now, there isn't an arena mode. There isn't a ranked play or an esports or a league play. I feel like that's something that they're going to eventually bring. I will talk about this a little bit more in the negative side, because it's something that I was a little bummed out when I didn't see it. I'm very excited, like I said, that there is a 4v4 menu for competitive play, but it's not like a ranked play. It's almost like just scrims. And I was just hoping for more out of that department. I'm not saying they're not going to do anything eventually, just saying that as of right now, there isn't anything. So let's move into transition into the negative as we start getting a little negative with that. Continuing on with the arena rank play, just because I don't want to move away from the subject, I was very bummed out to notice that there isn't a ranked play as of now. I do feel like this is kind of like a preseason, and they eventually will add some sort of competitive play. I really, really hope they do. I've heard rumors that somehow, and I don't quote me on this, I literally have, it was just online rumors. I partially don't believe them. I just want to believe them. But the rumors state that somehow Game Battles is going to be integrated into Infinite Warfare. If they do that, that will be groundbreaking. That is going to be so insane for them to actually do something like that. Do I believe they're going to do that? I don't know. I'm 50-50. All I want is definitely some sort of competitive gameplay. I don't understand why sometimes companies keep certain things secret. I do realize that they don't want other people to, other companies to find out and stuff like that. But I think a good way to your consumer's heart is to tell them what the fuck is going on, so we could, and maybe decide whether or not we want to buy Infinite Warfare. I know there's still a lot of people that didn't buy the game because they just don't know if they want to play this or not. I think by telling us everything that we are expected to see might actually bring more people to the table. But that's just my opinion, guys. Moving on. Variant weapons. Guys, I've been very open about variant guns in my Call of Duty history. I do not like variant weapons. I do not like anything in the game that's going to give bad players an edge. Another issue that I have with variant guns is the fact that it falls under the pay to win category, where people are going to pay a lot of money to get the fully maxed out variant guns that are extremely overpowered, and they're going to use it on people that don't use variant guns, or that maybe don't have enough money to purchase enough salvage points to get, some of the variant guns that they want. It falls under a hot mess, in my opinion. I, for one, will never run a variant gun. I think, in my opinion, it might sound a little harsh, and I apologize for that. Again, it's my opinion. You could think what you want of me, but for people that run variant guns, I think it's extremely bush league. It's, there's a reason you won't get better at the game, and that's because you're running variant guns. So if you want to just run around hip firing this gun that has true aim because its variant is automatic, accuracy when you're hip firing, don't complain when all of a sudden you can't shoot for shit. That's just that's on you. That's not on the game. So I hate variant guns. I have a huge dislike for them, and you won't ever see me with one in my hand unless I run out of bullets and I pick someone's gun up. But moving right along. The thermal in this game is really bad. I've noticed that, like, if you come up in thermal, you look amazing. There's no way you can miss a guy when they come up in thermal. However, if they have cold-blooded on, you will not see them whatsoever. If they don't move, you won't see them. So it's very, especially if you're playing competitive. I'm sorry for that little ring around the rosy I used to with that guy. But if you do play competitive, you're going to notice that a lot of people are going to run cold-blooded, and you're going to get shot because you're not going to be able to see them through your scope whatsoever. In previous Call of Duties, you could kind of see the outline of their body, and here you cannot. So I would recommend not using thermal. The rigs are just too much. I feel like each one has just way too much going on. You don't know what the other person is going to hit you with. There's so many rigs that are so OP. Like, there's one that gives you some sort of health regen, and it's just, no, that's not right. And I know a lot of people are going to exploit that. And once again, once they come to competitive side, they're going to be like, oh, why am I dying so fast? Oh, well, there you go. So, rigs, I wish now more than ever that in the next COD they get rid of specialist rigs, whatever they want to call them. So, anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I know it's a long one, but I really wanted to get that out, you know, and just let you know what I feel so far. Please have a great weekend, and we'll see you soon.